How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over some inexpensive ways to increase the DPS on your character. I've been getting a lot of messages in regards to how to basically people are stuck at a certain amount of damage and they're basically looking to upgrade their character. And I want to kind of cover a lot of the basically easy ways to get your character and basically power them up for the least amount of money. First things first, Fiend Crowns have gotten very, very inexpensive. These are down to like 3 or 4 FE. You can make sure you get those. Ladies tier for a corrupted one is about, again, these do get quite expensive, but you can actually self-farm this and actually just spam corrode them until you end up hitting the corruption you need. Emberon cores do cost a little bit of money, but it does only take 1 Emberon core per for each one of these in order to actually corrupt it. So it's not too bad when you start to look at it that way. You know, within 20 to 30 clicks, you're likely to hit this mod. So it's not that hard to actually hit one. And if you actually just go into Treasure Trove, luckily with this build, it actually farms Treasure Trove very, very quickly already. So when you're in there, again, you want to just go spam the level 54 Treasure Trove here. If you see when I reset stage here, basically just how quick this really is. I ran this on stream just the other day, or just earlier. We ran 20 of these, whatever. It took us, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And then we just spam corrupted them, and then we ended up hitting our thing pretty quickly, right? So it drops the majority of the time in here. It feels like it's like almost 70% of the time or so. Where you end up just going through here. It's very quick. You can run through. If you do have XP balance pets, you can always actually get experience in here as well. Because of the fact it's like I have XP balance pets, I could effectively level to 96 in here if I really wanted to. But it's, I don't, I'm not doing it right now because we don't really need to do that. But lo and behold, I do want to just show you guys. I do have a filter that's in the spreadsheet. I believe that it is updated with the one where I colored the ladies' tiers here, so it's like this bright pink color. Yeah. So I'm surprised we're not actually getting him. It's kind of crazy to get a dry streak after getting like 9 or 10 in a row the last time we're running it. So either way, even if it's not dropping every single time, and it is, we're apparently, maybe it's 50-50 with this other necklace and we're just failing here. There we go. So ladies tiers here. The good thing about this, the way that this works, is it doesn't matter what the roll is here on the T1. It will just corrupt. You can basically corrupt it right into the other one. And because it's going to a T0, it's going to re-roll either way. So in order to corrupt an item, again, you go over here to this guy here. And we go ahead and we go into the corruption. And then you just go ahead and click the item. And you corrupt it. There's a chance, there's like a 30% chance that it selects arrogance. And then you have a small, whatever, you have your 1 in 4 that it actually selects the mod that you need. So that one is always nice. If you do end up hitting something else, you can always sell some of these if they hit on the if they end up hitting on that one, you can end up selling them as well. So other things to look out for: void embankments have gotten very, very inexpensive now. They're like 10 FE for non-corroded, I believe, something like that, 10 to 15 FE. This is a very, very good DPS increase early on that you can get as well. Same thing with Mind Infusion. Boots have gotten very inexpensive for +2s. You can see they're up to 5 or down to 5 FE. So those are nice and something else you can focus on. The main thing when it comes to actually getting your gear here and swapping over to this build is actually getting a weapon with T1 mods on it, because the majority of the damage that your pet is getting is basically dealt based off of its base damage, and the majority of the flat damage and damage that it's getting is going to come from your weapon. So you want to make sure you get a weapon here. If you are getting attack speed on here, it is going to double dip, so you're effectively getting double this attack speed because of the way that it works. So you are getting this mod here at T1 is giving me over 130% attack speed, which is why my character moves so quickly. For all the other gear that you are crafting, every other piece of gear, especially when you're new and you don't have enough money, what you want to do is you want to actually go in here when you search for your gear. For trinkets, for example, you want to search for gear that is item level 82 to 85. By doing this is going to ensure that you're going to get gear that is capable of rolling tier 2 mods, and it is not going to cost you FE to roll them. It will just cost flame sand, which is a big one. You want to be crafting everything with flame sand just because it's very inexpensive. For your belt, it is important you buy a belt with spirit Magi growth. It doesn't need to be specifically this belt. It doesn't need to be specifically this roll of spirit Magi growth. It can literally just be any of the T2 rolls here. You can price check it. They're maybe 8 to 10, whatever they are. You can actually just probably try to roll this yourself as well. I'm not exactly sure what the rate on it is, but let's actually check what the rate is. Let's see, the 3.5%. You might be better off just buying it if you can, if you don't have a lot of the bound mats here. That was another one that I got that came up on stream a lot, is people didn't understand how to get bound materials. So when it comes to crafting your weapon, I've never actually spent any tradable FE on crafting my weapon. Everything I've done has been with bound flame elementium, and I still have some left over. I was able to even make a staff that I was using to test. I made the staff as well, basically like a full T1 staff for the erosion spirit. The build didn't end up working out, but that ended up working out that way. So if you click on this little icon up here, there's 2 different events here, both boss conquest. This gives you a lot of bound flame elementium and all kinds of rewards here. So as you push your character, the stronger it gets, the further you'll be able to get in here, and the more depth you'll be able to push. With that, again, you are going to be able to push a significant amount of extra money or extra bound FE, and then same thing from Supreme Showdown. So these first tiers don't give as much, but as you start to get these other ones, you'll start to get to where you're getting like 30 or 20 or 30 FE every time you go in there. Right, for this next one, he's going to give me 50 now, right? So as you start to push your character up, you'll get to the point where you are, it'll give you the next little boost. But this should be enough to get your first weapon. So pretty much what you're looking for when you buy a Forger's Maul, it doesn't need to have anything. It doesn't even need to be a Forger's Maul. You basically want to go in here and you want to look for a weapon. And all it needs to have on it is... it just needs to have int. That's it. You want it to have int, and you want to click on this right here, and you want to select T1, and you want to make sure that it's T1. Preferably with a high T1 roll, right? So you can set this, and you can change the range on here to like 160, 170, something like that. And you can basically just try to find something already with a tier 1 roll on it that's inexpensive, and then just roll the rest of your mods on there. Alternatively, you can look for add these other condition groups to see if it has any of these other mods on here. So you can see if you can find one that already has the mods you want. So int plus one of these other mods, and then you can search just for these. You don't need to search 170 if you're going to search this. If you search just unrolled, you're likely to find them much cheaper, right? So this is one that might save you a little bit because you don't have to roll the second mod on it. But there's that. So when it comes to actually rolling the mods on the weapon itself, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have your int on there, it doesn't matter between percent melee damage, physical damage, cold damage, or lightning damage. You should probably roll your weapon before you decide if you're going to convert to lightning or cold on this build. It should just honestly depend on what you actually get on your weapon. If you roll T1 cold damage before you roll T1 lightning, then go ahead and play and convert to cold, because the damage difference is basically exactly the same. It's like a 4% difference potentially for lightning damage because of numbed, and numbed isn't even always up, so it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, so when it comes to that, again, if you end up on lightning, then of course you end up rolling a slate for lightning damage. If you end up with cold damage on your weapon, then you roll for cold damage. Same thing goes, yeah. So those are pretty much the biggest ways to get yourself into T8. As soon as you craft a hammer with a few of the T1 mods on it, you should have plenty of damage to actually get yourself in there. If you don't have the legendary pack spirits, just put on whatever pack spirits you have that give minion damage, whether they're blue, whether they're purple. Anything is going to be worthwhile. And then again, the scale of Original Sin at your 7-day reward, when they allow you to get one at 7 days, then that's going to be what you're going to want to pick up probably if you are just caring about damage from this activity thing that they have here. This at 7 days is going to give you the ability to pick this guy here that we have here, Scale of Original Sin. He's in this list, so you'll get him in a couple days. If you want, that's going to be the biggest damage for the build that you can possibly get. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And other than that, see you in the next one.